You are not the voice in your head, and you never were. Most of us spend our entire lives believing that voice is who we are. We defend it, we protect it, we let it narrate every decision. I call it the identity trap. Psychologists call it cognitive fusion, that point where your thoughts and your sense of self become the same thing. And once that happens, you stop experiencing your thoughts and you become them. Every criticism, it feels like a truth about who you are. Every mistake feels like evidence. You are not reacting to the world anymore. You are reacting to a story about yourself that you built a long time ago and never questioned it. And here is the part that nobody tells you. The voice is not neutral. It is a bodyguard. Its entire job is to defend that story, even when the story is hurting you, even when the story is wrong. It means you are not seeing yourself. You are seeing a projection, a character the ego built to keep you safe. And that character gets really loud when it feels threatened. That is not problem solving. That is your ego panicking. And once you see that, like really see that, the whole thing starts to crack. Because the question becomes, if I'm not the voice, then who is the one listening? That question right there, it is the beginning of everything, because it means the voice is not the whole room. It is just the loudest person in it. Where does the anxiety come from? The anxiety engine runs on a simple fuel: the gap between who you think you are supposed to be and who you actually are. Every time you measure yourself, am I doing enough? Am I good enough? Am I falling behind? The engine revs. It does not care if the measurement is fair. It only cares that there is a gap, and that gap, it never closes, because the image you are chasing is not real. It is a composite. It is built from other people's expectations, from childhood wounds, from moments that you learned that being yourself was not safe enough. So the ego, it works really hard. It works overtime, scanning every interaction for a threat. It rehearses conversations that never happened. It compares you to strangers. It is not evil. It is exhausted. And the cruelest part, it has convinced you that without it, you would just fall apart. But that is the final trick. The voice that is breaking you has also been convincing you that it is the only thing holding you together. If I'm not the voice, who am I? There is a you underneath the voice, not a better version of you and not a fixed you, not a perfect you, just a you that existed before the story was built, before you learned to perform, before you became a character in your own life. It is the part of you that notices you are anxious without becoming the anxiety. The part that hears the cruel thought and thinks, that's not true, that's an old pattern. You cannot argue with the voice. You cannot logic your way out of it, because the voice is logic. It built the maze and it knows every turn. What you can do is step back enough to see the whole thing. This is what awareness actually means. It is not silencing the noise. It is recognizing the noise as noise. The sky does not fight the clouds. It just holds them and they pass. You are the sky. The voice is the weather. And the weather, no matter how loud, no matter how convincing, was never in charge of whether the sky is still there. That is not a metaphor to feel better. It is the actual shift. Once you feel that, once you really feel it, the voice loses its grip. Not because you silenced it, but because you stopped believing it was you. So if awareness is real, why do we still get stuck? Because awareness is not a switch. It is a practice. You will catch yourself fused with the voice again, probably today, probably in a moment that does not feel dramatic at all. Someone will say something and then suddenly you're defending a version of yourself that does not even feel true. That is not failure. It's just being human. The difference is now that you know what it is, now that you have a name for it, and now, even for a second, you can pause and say, that's not me. That's just an old pattern again. So here is the question I want to leave you with today. The next time that voice gets loud, when you feel yourself tightening around an identity that hurts, can you notice it without becoming it? Can you watch the weather roll through and remember you are the sky? Now remember, being human, it's messy and it's beautiful and it's worth showing up for exactly as you are. I'm so glad you're here.